Woman tries to shame her husband online and gets the karma that she deserves. I love it when that karma comes full circle. I got a banger from the Modern King. Let's get straight into it.
My husband is mad at me because he walked in and he saw that I'm making breakfast, and I told him that this was for me and my daughter, and that if he wanted some, he needs to cook for himself. I told him I was not going out of my way to make breakfast for him. This is only for me and my daughter. Like, if you're that hungry, there's a McDonald's down the street, or there's eggs in the fridge and there's bacon, and you can make it yourself. He's acting like this not cooking for him thing is brand new. I gave him a list of things that I don't do the day that we got married, and he was okay with it. So what's the problem now? I told him, if you don't want to cook, you could wait and see if there's any leftovers. If there's leftovers, go ahead and eat. If there's no leftovers, then I'm sorry, you're gonna have to figure it out. But I am not gonna cook for you. It's not my job to cook for you. I'm sorry. And then on top of that, I'm doing scrambled eggs. He wants a fried egg. No, I'm sorry. That's too much work for me. I'm not gonna do it. Plus, he's so picky with his food that he might as well just cook it himself. So like that, he doesn't have nothing to complain about. I do not care if I'm making breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If my husband walks in and tells me that he's hungry, he needs to cook for himself. I refuse to cook for him. The other day while making breakfast, my husband walks in and he's like, oh, can I have some? And I'm like, no, this is for me and my children. You could go ahead and go in the fridge, get your eggs, get your bacon, and make yourself some breakfast. My job is to make sure that my kids are fed. I don't need to feed a grown man. He could feed himself. I don't care if you've been working 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts, you're still gonna go ahead and cook for yourself. If not, there's a McDonald's right up the road. Same goes for my stepson. I'm not gonna cook for you, you're not my child. And people are like, oh, but you said you cook for your family, your husband is your family. My kids are my family. My husband is family just by a piece of paper. My kids are blood related to me. That's my family. I will not cook for a grown man. If I'm making dinner, you're lucky if you eat leftovers. If not, make your own dinner because I won't be making it for you.
This Porky the Pig-faced woman. Shots fired! This gotta be satire, bro. There's no way this is real.
Or you could just starve. So my husband said if I'm gonna keep excluding my stepchild from gifts, from doing certain things, that he is no longer going to be paying for my children. So I have 7 kids, and out of my 7 kids, only 2.
Jesus, 7 kids.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Woo, that's a lot of children.
2 belong to my husband. We're supposed to be going on vacation soon, and now my husband is telling me that 5 of my children will not get to go on vacation because they are not his child. He said that it's only fair since I keep excluding my stepson, which is...
Baby girl, I can barely afford a trip for 2. You want a trip for a start and 5 and 2 subs? Oh, I ain't got it like that.
His child. He then tells me that if I want the rest of my 5 kids to go, that I need to pay for their ticket. I need to go half on the hotel room, and that any food or anything that they want while we're on the trip would have to come out of my pocket because he is only going to take care of his son and the 2 kids that me and him have together. And then he has the audacity to say that if I keep excluding my stepson, that he's just simply gonna give me an invoice from everything that he's paid since day 1 for my kids, and that he's gonna make me pay everything back. No one forced you to pay for my kids. No one forced you to pay for kids that aren't yours. So I ain't paying a dime back. So my husband decided to drain our joint bank account and leave me after so much controversy on my videos. So on my main page, I made a video about how I didn't want to cook breakfast for my husband because I didn't want to go out of my way from making scrambled eggs to making a fried egg for him. And I said that he could do it himself. I don't cook for my husband. I never have, and I'm not going to be starting today. I'm sorry. I guess he got, wind of the videos, and yeah, he drained our bank account, and he has told me that I have to leave. At first, I thought he was the one that's going to be gone and that I was going to be able to stay here. But he returned and he said that I need to pack up my things and go. I told him absolutely not because I have children and me and my children are not going to be in the street. So I told him that he has to evict me. And the one that gave him this idea of leaving me was his birth giver. Yes. His mother was the one that gave him the grand idea to leave me. After 15
Man, I can't really blame him for leaving you. You're pretty useless, bro.
years. It's honestly ridiculous and disgusting that this is even happening right now.
I mean, I can't blame the dude for leaving. I do think this is satire, though. I don't know if that's actually real. Like, I've seen this chick around a lot, but I wanted to cover this story because I feel like this story is true in some regards to certain people, where women are so entitled that, and especially with blended families, this is the big problem. These women come into these families with their children with another man. A man comes in with their children from another woman, and the blended family never really seems to cohesively work. I was in a blended family growing up. Hell, I was in multiple. And it never really felt like they were my bros, my brothers. I was closer to my friends than I was my stepbrothers. In chat, let me know if you guys had a step family or a blended family. And there's a few reasons why I think these blended families don't work. The number one reason is you can't discipline a child that's not yours. As a man, as a father, as a leader figure in the home, I can't really go around and discipline children that are not mine. That is your job, and the man that decided to procreate with you, that is y'all's job to discipline these children. I can't spank these children. I can't be too mean to them. I really can't do anything to assert my authority over these children, which to me doesn't allow you to be an effective leader. Now, I'm not saying you need to go around and beat your kids. I'm not saying you need to go around being rude, but you need to assert some dominance and some authority in the home. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. When you have a blended family, it takes away that leadership portion that you're supposed to have as a man. It takes it away and doesn't allow you to lead the family as effectively as you possibly could. And then what it does is it empowers a woman to be that manly leader figure, because now she's the only one that can discipline her children. So she has to step up and be masculine, and you have to sit back and kind of be the feminine figure in this family. This is why nuclear families work so much better than blended families. Chat, put one in chat if you agree. Nuclear families work because a man can step into his traditional masculine role and he can be a leader in the family. Blended families, not so much. Most women protect their children. They're not going to let you talk to their children any other way. Even if you adopt the children, they still think they should protect this child, so you can't talk to them a certain way. Well, hey, don't talk to them that way. It's not really your son. It's like, well, I adopted him. I know, but it's not really your son. It's not really your kid. Parents, they might not say this, but I know they think this. And especially, I know women feel this way. Because even when I was in a blended family growing up, and hell, I was in multiple, I never felt like those were my actual brothers. And my mom never tried to discipline my stepbrothers, just like my stepdads never tried to discipline me. So I was out of pocket all the time. And then my mom had to step up and be that masculine role. And as a boy, I was like, Mom, I'm bigger than you. I'm not listening to you. I don't fear you at all. And I feel like as a young boy, having an older man like a dad figure around, you fear them a little bit. But I knew they were my stepdads. I was like, what are you going to do? Hit me? You're not going to do nothing, bruh. I'll talk to you out the side of my neck. I do not care. I was a disrespectful kid because I had no leadership at the home. And all the stepdad wanted to do was be with my mom. That's all. He didn't want to be my dad. No guy that gets into a relationship with a single mom goes, you know what? I can't wait to be a father to those kids. That's not really a thing, dude. Stepdads are typically guys that are simps. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but most guys that know their worth aren't going to go out and be a freaking stepdad. That's not their first choice, is to be like, where are all the single mothers at? That's what I'm looking for. No. Most guys that know their worth deep down, they know that they want to be with a woman that doesn't have any kids and that has a low body count. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Most guys' first option isn't a single mom. But most guys know that it's hard to get their first option, so sometimes they will settle. That's the problem. But then a lot of guys out there can't get their first, second, third, or fourth option, so they go with the fifth option, which is a single mom with 2 kids. And what the reality is these women would never pick these men. They would never pick these men. They would never date the nice guy Steve. They would never date him. But because she's got a bunch of children from another man, she's like, well, this is about as good as it's going to get. So I might as well cuff up this dude. He'll take me. And so these women never really respect these men. To me, that's a horrible foundation for a relationship. Chat, do you agree? Horrible foundation for a relationship where the woman really doesn't respect the man, but the man has to step up and be a father to a child that's not even his, that he can't discipline and he can't lead and be masculine around. It's a whole crock pot of crap. And it doesn't work. It's like a pregnant woman on welfare. It doesn't work. So to me, it's wild because men, their first choice isn't a single mom. And then also a single mom, their first choice is the guy they made the baby with, but they couldn't get him to commit, so they're looking for the next nice guy to come around. It's like, it's just a lose-lose, especially for the kids. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Free. Sit. Wait. Place. Let's try this. You guys can see a little better. Free. Sit. Lucky. Sit. Shake. Another pop. Boy. Wait. Free. Go to your place. That's a good boy right there. Y'all see him? He did his little shake. He did his shake. I was like, other hand. I'm telling you, man, the boy's smart, dude. The boy's smart. But yeah, all right, let's switch some gears. Let's get into some clips that I found on Twitter that I think you guys might dig.
I can't help but to laugh when a man brings up friends with benefits. Because what's the benefit for me?
Aren't I bringing the pen? You're getting the penis, baby girl. This stuff is golden. You should be begging on your knees for it.
Are you paying bills? Are you going to pay my car note? Are you going to pay my rent? No? Oh, okay.
Oh, so you're a prostitute? If that's what it was, you should have told me from the jump I was supposed to pay for everything. I didn't know. I thought you were actually just a person.
So what's the benefit? Because you're going to finish. I'm not. When you're checking up on me, you're not actually genuinely checking up on me. You're checking to see where I'm at because you want me to come over and sit on it. You're not taking me out on dates. And you don't really give a fuck to know how my day is. So,
why would we? You're giving us access to your body. Why would we care? Sex chat, sorry. Some technical difficulties back here. Why would we care? You're giving us access to your body. I've done the lowest of effort to get the highest of honor. So why would I pedal back now?
What's my benefit? I know you're benefiting, but what's my benefit?
You're getting piped down.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Stop falling for the propaganda that women benefit from friends with benefits. Unless you're getting your fucking bill.
I love it when a woman tells her bop lore.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Tell me a runner, or tell me you're a runner without telling me you're a runner. So apparently 49% of women on dating apps filter for 6 foot and up, yet only 3.9% of men in the US are over 6'2". That's crazy. They should add a weight requirement for men. I want women that are under 180 pounds. I feel like a lot of these big back women be so mad.
Big back, big back.
That's what's so funny though, is that they can body shame. I'll show you the graphic I'm talking about here. Let's see if I can pull it up. 5'2", 6'2". So it's funny to me that women can body shame men for something they can't change. But men can't body shame women for something they can change, like putting the fork down. It's crazy to me. Zero accountability, shift all blame to men. Also, it's not without a sense of irony that she claims women have to literally be perfect but obese. All right, let's see what this big back has to say, buddy.
The reason why so many beautiful, well-rounded women can...
Well-rounded, are you speaking from experience? Round is a shape.
Not find a partner is because a lot of parents failed their sons. My mom on a walk had asked me, we know so many beautiful, well-rounded girls. Why are they single? I responded with, your generation was so hard on the girls. Like, we literally had to be made out of glass. We couldn't afford to make mistakes. Failure was not in our vocabulary. Like, we literally...
Baby girl, this is cap. There are so many single mothers. Failure was not in your vocabulary. Yes, it was. You're living proof of it.
Had to be perfect. So now you have this large group of women that are almost like overperforming. So now you have this large group of women who know how to take care of a home, know how to take care of themselves, are family oriented, but they also have the ambition of a man and are career focused. Overall, they are performing at standards and expectations that are so high, because back home, specifically, my parents are from India. Back home, women weren't granted the same privileges and rights back home in India. So my mom still had me performing the gender norms of a good Indian daughter, but I was encouraged to...
I'm sorry, I don't know a lot about the Indian culture here, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't have their boobs halfway out.
Basically utilize the freedom that I had. Parents failed their sons because while so much pressure is being put on women, nothing was put on their boys. They were and are still coddled. They're not independent, meaning that they're codependent on their parents for multiple things. Also have no sense of leadership. They're consistently relying on a system for guidance and direction instead of building like that inner voice and trying to take initiative to build their life.
I wonder why that is. Who do you think raised a lot of these boys? Was it the single mothers? Was it them? Because most of the time in the paternal courts, divorce courts, women get custody of the children. So if the boys are so bad, who raised the boys? It wasn't us men. So it seems like it was y'all women. Shots fired! You should be blaming yourselves.
That's why women are single. Because not only did we have to fight for the life that we wanted, it was completely possible to do that. Though it was hard, it was possible. But there are men that don't want to utilize this opportunity to better themselves and like have dreams and have goals. Instead, they're looking for a partner to be a replacement for their mom.
This is crazy work coming from a woman that can't even control what she puts in her mouth. Baby girl, you're overweight talking about men can't control things. Men don't want to be leaders. What are you talking about? I love it. I absolutely love it, dude. Like, women will shame men so openly. This is why I don't feel bad for the things that I say. I stand up for men. I have people in my comments talking about, he's a misogynist. I don't hate women. I'm married. I have a wife. And I got a baby girl on the way. I got a daughter on the way. I just have discipline, structure. I hold myself to a high standard. And when I was a young man, I wasn't a good leader because it takes time to be a leader, dude. You think a dude who's 20 years old knows how to be a leader? No. It takes time. Dude, what do you think a good leader consists of? Does it consist of a man who's really young and green and has no life experiences? No. A good leader's a man that's been through some things, that's a little bit older, that's had some life experiences, that had some trials and tribulations, that had some failures, had some successes. He's went through the mud. That's what a good leader is. Chat, let me ask you this. Which leader would you rather be led by? A guy that's had no hardships or a guy that's had tons of hardships? I would rather be led by someone who's been through a lot of hardships. I don't want to be led by a guy that's had an easy life, that's not gone through anything, that was born into royalty. Work harder, guys. No, I want to be led by the guy that was a villager that worked his way up. That's who I want to be led by. So it takes time to be a leader. You think I was a leader when I was 20? No. I may have been a leader in my friend group, but I wasn't a leader in any other regard. And not all people want to be leaders. If everybody wanted to be a leader, where would the followers be? You need some people to lead. You need some people to follow. Some people aren't built to lead. Some people aren't built to follow. That's okay. That's totally fine. Not everyone has a YouTube channel talking about stuff. Not everybody has their own business. That's fine. That is okay. I got a buddy of mine who's probably 10 times smarter than me. He's a software engineer. He has no fiber in his being where he wants to lead anything. He doesn't want to. He makes great money. Makes good money. Lives a chill life. He's in great shape. But he doesn't want to lead. He's like, I just want to sit back and I want to make my bread and I want to go home. That's it. I don't want to lead. I don't want to have my own thing. I don't want to have my own business. I just want to go to work, dude, and come home. And a lot of my buddies are like that. I'm one of the only ones that's like, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to work for myself. Most of my buddies just wanted it. But dude, that's okay. There's not a problem in that. But then if you look back at how we were raised, I was raised up so dirt poor. And a lot of them, I'm not saying they had a silver spoon, but they had mommy and daddy at home. They had nice houses. You know, they weren't eating government cheese. They weren't lacking in nice things. Christmases were good. Thanksgiving was good. You know, they weren't raised by a single mom. So I was raised by a single mom. I had to go through that mud. I had to be ashamed as a kid. They didn't really go through a lot of shame. I did. But I rose up to the ashes and, you know, I work for myself now and it's great. And I also have you guys to thank for that. So without you guys, I wouldn't be here. But my life story and my life path was just a lot different from the guys that I grew up with. Do I think it's bad that they were raised a life of a little bit more privilege than me? No. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it creates men in a different way. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Like, your past, it really shapes who you can be later on as a person. Some people use their past as a crutch. Some people use their past as a springboard. Personally, for me, I think you should use your past as a springboard and grow from it. Not be like, oh, just poor me and just, I just can't do anything because I just, No, don't do that. That's loser behavior. It's like the quote I made up a few weeks back. It might have been a few months back. Don't be the victim of your circumstances. Be the hero of your opportunities. Ain't that right, looks? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.